DevJunior. Have you ever noticed how Kratos in God of War places his foot perfectly on every single rock? Or how FIFA players plant their feet firmly on the grass, no matter the angle? That's not magic, it's inverse kinematics, or IK for short. It's the algorithm that makes animation feel real. Before we dive into IG, let's talk about its simpler sibling, forward kinematics, or FKT. With forward kinematics, you start at the root and work your way down. Imagine animating an arm. You'd rotate the shoulder first, right? The elbow follows, then the wrist, and finally the hand. It's like a chain reaction. You move the parent joint and all the child joints follow along. This method is straightforward and easy for a computer to calculate. But it's not very natural when you need a character to interact precisely with their environment. If I want this hand to touch this exact spot, I have to manually tweak the shoulder and the elbow until it lines up. It's tedious and often looks clunky. Now, let's flip that idea on its head. That's inverse kinematics. IK is the inverse of FK. Instead of telling the shoulder where to go, you tell the hand where it needs to end up. This target point for the hand or foot is called the end effector. You define the final goal, and the algorithm calculates everything backward. You grab the hand, drag it to its target, and the system automatically figures out the correct rotation for the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder to make that happen. It's like telling your GPS your destination, and it figures out the entire route for you. This is how we get animations that feel grounded and responsive. The character isn't just floating through the world. They're connecting with it. So how does this reverse calculation actually work? Well, it involves some pretty complex math, often using trigonometry or matrices. Think about it. For a simple two-bone arm, there can be multiple ways for the joints to bend to reach the same target. The algorithm has to solve an equation where there isn't just one right answer. It has to pick the most natural-looking solution, or maybe the one that represents the least amount of effort for the character. It calculates the position and rotation of each joint, starting from the end effector, the hand working its way back up the chain to the origin, which is the shoulder. It's this backward problem-solving that makes IK so powerful, but also more computationally demanding than simple FK. One of the most important and common uses for IK is what we call foot planting. This is crucial for making characters feel like they have weight and are truly part of the game world. In a game like FIFA, the ground isn't always perfectly flat. There are slight slopes and variations in the pitch. IK ensures that a player's foot plants perfectly on the ground, no matter the angle. The foot becomes the end effector, and the IK system adjusts the ankle, knee, and hip so the leg looks natural while the foot stays firmly connected to the surface. Without this, you'd see feet sliding around or floating just above the grass, which instantly breaks the immersion. IK is the reason those tackles and sprints look so solid. It's not just about feet, though IK is also essential for object interaction. Think about God of War again. When Kratos needs to grab a ledge to climb, his hand is the end. The IK system takes over, ensuring his hand stays locked onto that ledge. Then it calculates how his wrist, elbow, shoulder, and even his torso should move to make the action look believable. The endpoint is fixed in the world, and the rest of the body adapts around it. This is used for everything from opening doors to picking up weapons to pushing heavy objects. It saves animators a massive amount of time and results in incredibly dynamic and realistic interactions that would be almost impossible to animate by hand for every possible scenario. So, let's break down the pros and cons. The biggest advantage of IK is, without a doubt, the incredible realism it brings to animation. It allows characters to interact with dynamic and unpredictable environments in a believable way. It also saves animators a huge amount of work, as they can simply set a target and let the system handle the complex joint movements. On the downside, IK is computationally expensive. All those calculations take up processing power, which is a precious resource in game development. And sometimes, the math can produce weird results. You might have seen glitched animations where a character's elbow or knee bends backward in a horrifying way. That's often an IK solver finding a mathematically correct but anatomically impossible solution. Inverse kinematics is the secret sauce behind so many of the believable animations we see in modern games. It's an essential algorithm for any developer who wants to build immersive worlds where characters feel truly present. It bridges the gap between a simple puppet and a living, breathing entity on your screen. What other game animation algorithms should we break down next? Let me know in the comments below. And if you learned something new, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to DevJunior_. Thanks for watching.